Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So, what can we say about Euro USD, which we're starting on? So we know that we have this pretty congested top here. Okay, looking to the left, you can see a lot of these tails, and we are now testing sort of the previous set of tails at the moment. I think the important thing for me at the moment is that we have closed above this area of congestion that I've been watching for a while, and it does look like we are starting to move, well, starting to continue to move to the upside. So I'm still waiting for pullback, so really need to see pullback. So what I want to see is a retest of 118.880. We've broken it at the moment, which is fairly interesting, and I want to see us come back onto it and test it. Bear in mind, Thanksgiving weekend, so I doubt we're going to get much traction today, with most of the US markets being closed tomorrow and Friday. So I doubt we're going to get some movement on Forex. But I think the important thing here is it does look potentially like we're going to get some structure. Okay, so yeah, this election noise that we've had and pre-election noise is looking to filter out. I'm still sit on hands on that pair. US dollar, Japanese yen, so pretty much confusion. You can see here the important thing is that we're staying above the moving average here. So that bodes for a strong dollar, which is the opposite to what Euro USD is looking like. So it's a pretty confused structure, and you can see that is a pretty confused structure. Anyway, so we had pretty strong move up, pull back onto a level, and then we rallied again. So at the moment the trend does look like it is up, but yeah, I'm still sit on hands on US pairs at the moment. I'm still not convinced. It's almost like the market is just thinking about it, but not really getting ahead of it. They're thinking about getting a direction, but they're still very concerned about what may transpire on the political front. Okay, so that is also sit on hands for me. I don't see any real opportunities there. The only one that you can argue here is that the trend is currently up. So if we can start breaking, sort of making new highs and come back and test those highs and start making a higher low, probably worthwhile going long. Okay, so that's kind of the structure I can see at the moment. This is a pretty solid move. You can see how it was kind of like small bars and sideways, and then all of a sudden a breakout, second breakout, and volatile. So that's something to just pay attention to. Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, we are still in this channel. We've sort of bounced off this level of 0.95762. What I'm looking for is the next level and see if we can buy off it, which is coming up pretty soon, right here at 0.95494. And there is another one which we can pay attention to, which is right there, which is 0.95376. Okay, but at the moment we are sideways, and when you see that kind of price action, I like to run far away. The important thing here is that we have broken through this congestion, and you can see we are making higher lows, and we've just made a higher high. So a move back into structure here would be worthwhile looking at, with a stop below the swing low here, and that would be for a move to the outside. The other thing is that we've broken up, closed above it, but then we're back below it. Okay, and what I'm talking about is this level here of 0.95762. So look to the left, you can see a lot of interaction there, and we're above. We tried to test it, failed, but we haven't sort of rejected it completely at the moment. So we're just floating with it now in the Asian session. Very good possibility that we move up as well. Euro, Aussie dollar. Yesterday we were talking about this triangle. We've had the break of the triangle. We're now busy with the retest. So if that retest is successful, and they've had one attempt at it, okay, so this is the next attempt. So your entry should be at the moment below the tail of this bar, well actually below the tail of this bar right now until this bar closes. Then you can move your entry up to there. So you're looking for a rejection of this level and then a move to the downside. I suspect we're going to range. Okay, so but it's worth watching. There is an opportunity for a move to the downside here. It's got to pay attention to it. It could very well play out. Okay, so that's something which we're worth watching. This is a pretty big level we're coming to test again. Okay, I wouldn't just jump in, wait for the bar to finish on the hour, and if it is looking like a rejection bar, your entry is on the break of the bar with a stop above it. Okay, British pound, Japanese yen. We are pretty much sideways at the moment. We do have this level here, which I don't have drawn in. You can see all these swing highs onto that area there, which is what we rejected previously, and we're just below that at the moment. I'm still of the opinion we need to wait for the pullback here. Look, wait for the pullback, wait for structure, and that would be the most logical area for me, the pullback onto 138.876. But the trend is fairly strong to the upside, so it might be worthwhile watching these smaller areas as well. So there is a smaller support area. So long as we stay above the moving average and you start making sort of pin bars and this kind of structure above the moving average, it's well worth taking the break with a stop below the tail. Okay, so Asian session, we are going sideways right now, but well worth it. This could also be one for the London breakout strategy. In other words, first 7 bars from midnight, sort of 11 o'clock midnight at night, to when London opens, draw that as your range. If it breaks the upside, you're long. If it breaks the downside, you're short. And then look for your nearest target. Okay, so that's kind of more than likely going to play out, and I suspect it's going to play out to the upside to hit 140. Okay, Aussie dollar, US dollar. We have had a fairly strong breakout. I'm looking for the retest now. So finally getting some direction here as well. And you can see we had a decent breakout, pull back to retest this zone. So that has retested. So it would be worthwhile just putting this next level in, and 0.73385 would be my area to be long. Get a pullback onto that, looking for long stoppers below the swing low here, and you're basically going to be looking for the length of this move to the upside. Okay, so let me just draw that in. So that's what you're looking for. So I'm looking for a target area of around 0.73876, and just want to get back to the 8 hours, see if that ties up with anything. Pretty much these inside tails here. Okay, and a bigger picture here. Not really much of a bigger picture, but that does make logical sense at the moment. So it's either that and then at a push the previous high, which is 0.74159. So that is another one worth watching today. Okay. Last pair is British pound, Aussie dollar. So this we've been sitting and watching this going sideways at the moment, but I have a feeling that this rejection here was pretty much in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. But we have broken a potential trend line here and busy retesting it. So this level here is 181.742. That's worth watching at the moment. There you can see this diagonal, how we found support there, and we're rejecting it at the moment. We are below the moving average right now, but it does look like there's a bit of a falling wedge forming. So I think the logical thing for me is it's going to find buyers here and move back to the top. So we're going to stay in this range. If we do reject here, so there's a little thing to be watching here. If we do reject this area, then there is a good potential for a move to the downside. But personally, I just want to adjust this a little bit there. This level needs to go as far as I'm concerned. So that's 181,320. If that level goes in this range that we've been flirting with for so long, look, you know how far back it goes, you know, that range would then play out. So we've got to break out of the range to the upside. So you would assume that we should be going back up, but yeah, there's a couple of things at play here. So I think this area is the interesting area for me, but this is still sit on hands. We're going to have to break below this level, come back and test it before I start looking for a direction to the downside. At the moment, this is looking like a falling wedge off structure. So, you know, a break and a retest of 181,1742 would get me long, to be honest, back to the top of the range. Okay, but anyway, that's sideways, and I don't like trading sideways, not my strategy, so we'll sit and wait for it a little bit longer. Okay, so anyway, there's two opportunities there, quite a few opportunities on the indexes this morning, so happy trading, and keep those stops really tight, and hope you make some money before the long weekend. Anyway, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.